Good morning, guys. Welcome to TMXing Adventures. Lisa here. Hey, look, I am getting ready for morning tea. We've had a busy morning so far. It's only 9 o'clock and we've done so much. It's a Saturday morning, right? I hope you've got a great day ahead of you. So today I'm going to show you some really easy cupcakes. They are classified as paleo. Don't let that stop you making it. If you've got a well-stocked pantry, I bet you've got the ingredients to give this a go. Now it is in my cookie dough planner, so I go here, I go to my week. I am coming live later today and you'll see I've got the beautiful tomato and labneh salad on there. Can't wait to show you that. I've got homemade yogurt. I've got labneh ready to go. Can't wait to show you that later today. Let's get to these cupcakes though. What I love about them is they've got a lot of eggs in them. So for my kids, they are hard to get full and to keep full. So I love the fact that eggs fill them up, okay? So first things first is preheat an oven. It tells you to roast off some nuts. Truth be known, I'm not gonna do that because where I can make shortcuts, I do. So it tells you to roast off 75 grams of almonds for 10 minutes. And then it tells you to put them in the Thermomix bowl and after it's cooled, okay? So you cool them and then you put them in. So I'm just gonna go good old fashioned raw almonds. Okay, in that goes that 75 grams. The other thing I'm gonna add at this point in time is actually coconut. This recipe calls for coconut flour. Don't let that stop you making it. You've got coconut better in your pantry. Now you can see yesterday I made the most amazing turmeric coconut bites. Thought they were gonna be like fully healthy. They end up having white chocolate on the outer. That's okay though. So that's the leftovers from rolling them. So I thought, you know what? You beauty, let's use it in here. So let's put that in. If you're watching on today, say hi. What are you making today? I'd love to know. So I'm gonna take that chance to mill my coconut, desiccated coconut down to flour as well, because it's going to mill this down to be that flour. It is the main component besides the eggs that makes up this recipe. So it's got 7 seconds, turn speed selector to speed 10. Okay, gonna be loud for 10 seconds. My mic will probably cut off, okay? Okay, done. How good is that? I love that we can mill down our own almond meal, coconut flours, saves us money, also means we know what's in it. Look at that. Like, it's twice the price to buy almond meal, and maybe not twice, but a fair amount more to buy almond meal, and yet you can make it, okay? And when you've got a well-stocked Thermomix pantry, by the way, if you want your essentials pantry list, you sign up to my mailing list, tmxingadventures.com.au over there, and you'll get, the very first download you get is actually a checklist for your fridge, freezer, and pantry. And once you've got that stuff there as basics, you can whip up these things without having to go to the shops, which is what I love. Then what was I going to say? While you're over there, grab this month's download, because next week I'm about to send out, for those who are subscribers over there and you've signed up to my subscriber list, you're going to get next month's recipe cards. So that's pretty cool. All right, so next up, coconut. Oh, there's that coconut. It's already in. Oh my, what is that? Bicarb soda. All right, I need to refill my jar. Anyone else buy their bicarb in bulk and use it for all sorts of things, cleaning and all sorts of crazy things? It's only 1/4 teaspoon. It's not much. It's a teeny tiniest bit. I do like paleo cooking. For a little while in time, we did paleo as a family before we had, well, maybe we had a couple of kids, but they were really little kids. And this is a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I really did like that it was real food. You know, everything was, I mean, yes, there was quite an element of protein in everything because there was either meat or eggs, but I liked that it was like fully real food. There was never a flour element to it. So, you know, if you've not cooked paleo before, there's nothing to be scared of in that term. Know though that it may have a few interesting ingredients in it. Sometimes this one didn't really. We can make them ourselves. You'll also see it usually has milk. Instead of milk, it will have things like coconut cream and stuff in it. But I can talk you through those changes as well. Okay, so of course, if you're making something and you're like, Lise, what does this mean? You can just reach out and ask and say, Lise, can I swap this for something else? 5 seconds on speed 3. We're just actually combining that bicarbing, so it's nicely bicarb soda, so it's nicely spread through. I do have today, I'm putting mine in the awesome Vorwerk cupcake molds, okay? If you haven't got these are awesome. They fit in your Vorwerk tray, and there's a circular one that fits in the base. Great for making like little lemon puddings and things like that. Okay, here goes 3 large eggs. In they go. Yeah, anything I can do to fill my kids up is a win these days. They're like a bottomless pit. 4 boys. Yeah, they just don't stop eating. 70 grams of honey. I'm using my rice malt. Oh, if I can get the lid off, there we go. They tend to not use too much sweetener. It isn't something that's hugely prominent in the paleo cooking ways. When they do, it is that honey, sometimes maple, predominantly honey though, because looking for those natural properties. So there we go. All right, next up, I use rice malt, personal preference. If you're brand new here, that's all that is, that's personal preference. Coconut cream, of course, if you are not strictly paleo, the substitute for this is cream, or you could even use yogurt, would work beautifully. So don't feel like you have to go out specially buy. We have coconut cream because we try and do dairy free as much as possible. When it comes to things that are a lot of dairy, you know, I could use 120 grams of cream in here, it would be fine. But you know, milkshakes and things like that, we look for alternatives in them. Okay, now with the lid, we are literally done in this after the 2 blitz times. Okay, so let's do this. 15 seconds, speed 4. We said scrape down the sides, I think. Yep, stir well with a spatula to ensure everything's mixed through, mainly so you get the almonds off the side. And actually it's done a really good job. Now don't be surprised when your mix is super runny. The eggs are your thickener, and of course eggs actually thicken when they cook. When it's a raw form, you're not going to get that thickness. I'm not going to scrape that down, that'll be fine. 15 seconds, speed 4, it's mixing again and we'll be done, okay? I want to tell you something, so just hang it in there for a minute. Think of it a bit like making frittatas and quiches and things like that. When you first pour them out, they're really quite runny, really, because it's those eggs. So don't be surprised when you've got a recipe like this. There is no flour, there's no wheat to be that absorbency. But you'll notice when you cook these, they'll probably puff up really high, a bit like you do when you make your little quiches, and then they sink as they cool, okay? So you don't end up with a massive mound usually on these. There is a little bit of bicarb, which might give it a little bit. Pour into the prepared mini muffin tins. Oh, all right, I got muffin tins, so I might just make 6 large ones then. Whoops. So it makes, oh, maybe it's 24. Hang on. All right, when you're unsure, go up to your 3 dots, okay? Go to recipe details. Let's have a look at the beginning. What did it say? Makes 24. So I've got 12. What have I got? I've got 12. Whew. Okay, I can do this, but I will need to extend my cook time. So when I come back to where I was at to in the recipe, it tells me to cook for 15 minutes. These are going to take 25 minutes. Okay, there we go. That moment of, oh dear, what have I done? So it's literally a matter of, you guys can see that, pouring it in. Let's do this. Remember, they do have the rise and fall in them, so don't, you know, make sure you've got enough capacity. If you fill this to the top, it'll make a very messy mess in your oven. Just evenly distribute it out. Should have got my cupcake pen out. Best thing for spreading out mixtures of things is your cupcake pen from the mix shop. Anyway, we're actually today putting in some more potato gardens. So we have some potato gardens out the front, which are just about to be harvested, but just if you're interested. Potatoes don't like to go back in the same garden again. If they do that, they tend to have bugs and stuff that grow, you know, play in the soil and eat your food, in your potatoes. And so you want to plant them somewhere else, or you want to give that ground time to rejuvenate. So we're going to plant some beans and cabbages and stuff on the front gardens, which we've started digging up the potatoes as we need them. But once we dig them up, we've got corn going in one, cabbage going in another. Bit early for cabbage, but we'll see how it goes. And then, but the thing is, we had shot little baby, we'd shot potatoes, I keep calling them little, they're not little, they're seed potatoes. So in essence, they're potatoes we had grown last season. You put them in an egg carton in a dark spot, and guess what? 6 months later, they grow. They've grown, and now we plant them. So that's actually, once you get going on that cycle of things, it's really easy. So long as you plan ahead and go, where will I plant them next? Because they can't go in the same spot they came out of, all right? So, or where another patch has been. So that's the plan for today. So kids have laid down cardboard out there on the grass. So you put cardboard down, then you put dirt down, put some, we have chickens, so chicken stuff on top, and then you put sugarcane mulch on top, and you plant them. And you plant them actually, interestingly, just into the dirt. So you don't, it's not like this is what I love about it. You guys are getting me talking about food, my other food stuff for a moment, but you actually don't plant them inside the dirt. You plant them just on the layer of the dirt, because what then happens is when these potatoes grow, they grow on that top. So all you have to do is pull the sugarcane mulch back, and you've got these potatoes everywhere. So rather than having to dig down really deep into things, that's pretty cool. But anyway, guys, that's enough nerding out on growing food today. I'll be back later. We're making some beautiful tomato labneh. I've got some homegrown tomatoes to put into that. Hang on, tomato labneh salad. Let me finish that off. So do say hi. Remember to replay, love, like, all those things, because that tells Facebook you want to see me again. Otherwise, eventually it goes, oh, you're not interested anymore, and it goes off your news feed, which makes it then hard. But do jump over and subscribe, because if you subscribe, you're going to get a newsletter in the coming days, because we're at the end of month. Oh my goodness, February's just about done. 1/6 of the year done. Can you believe it? But otherwise, guys, take care. I'll see you later today. Reach out if I can help you with anything regarding your Thermomix. So, bye for now.